Hey everybody, it's Mike Wall here. Have you been scammed by Amway? Or have you been told that Amway is a scam? You better keep watching. I am an active IBO. I'm not making any claims today. Amway's policies, details can always be found on their website if anything needs to be clarified officially. But I have seen a big difference in views on Amway lately from different people, articles. So I wanted to touch on a few points today myself from my experience and basically from the facts that are available. Most commonly, the biggest one is Amway is a scam. Obviously, with over 60 years in business, over $70 billion with a B paid out to its reps, Amway has huge credibility, along with being debt-free, Better Business Bureau A+ rating, and their own Amway promise, meaning that you're going to get exactly what you pay for. As a customer, as an Amway rep, they mean what they say. And also, with giving back to the community, Amway is by far a scam. I've seen is a misperceived image of Amway, or just flat out a bad experience that someone's had, which also brings me to another point that I'd like to talk about, is Amway tactics versus human tactics. Unfortunately, many stories from the other side that blame the company for their failures of overstocking products, forced to purchase books or CDs or seminars, all usually whenever their business wasn't even profitable at that time, or claims that it is a get-rich-quick scheme, that it's easy, or just negative feedback towards someone's own personal choices. Level of involvement in the company, that negative feedback, that is not Amway tactics. Those would be human tactics that do not align with Amway. Those are human tactics that were unfortunately used in the process. Again, those do not align with Amway, and unfortunately they've created an undesired image in some people's mind, or even resentment for the company. And just so you know, Amway promotes smart business practices and free business support and materials with no requirements more than that. Unfortunately, those tactics that people had a bad experience with, those were human tactics, not Amway tactics. To me, that is a big difference, a reflection of that person that was presenting Amway. So that brings me to the next thing. Just like a sport or a business, it all depends on if you're doing it as an Amway business or an Amway hobby. Metaphorically, there are some that don't care about it. Then there are some that watch it, some that play it for fun, some spend all their money at it for their enjoyment, and then some make money on the side, and some even do it professionally, like professional sports. Also like art or many other hobbies. They are done by others as businesses and make profit, while the others are doing it for hobbies. So just depending on somebody's level of involvement, depends on where they're going to go in Amway, and that is totally fine. Amway strives to empower you at any level that you're at. There are lifetime customers that have never touched Amway on the business side, but after 60 years still continue to use their products because they know the quality they're getting, they know the guarantees behind the product, and they know the company is a good company. Other than that, along with the human tactics, the level of involvement topic, it's all about expectations versus reality. You don't need to pretend to be someone that you're not and go into debt just to hold your position. Unfortunately, this is some fake tactic that was created in the industry, and that is not the right way to fake it till you make it. That is not great business practices. That is flat out bad business. You must know that business takes steps and realistic goals, and with time frames for those goals. You can't expect to earn something from nothing, or go from 1 to 1 million or 1 billion on day one. It's just not realistic. If somebody's telling you that it's possible, they are lying to you. So if you're having good business practices, being honest with yourself, mainly, that is the main thing I had to battle with. Being honest with myself, yourself, your upline, or your team. If you're in sports, you have to be honest with your coach. That's how you create proper expectations on where you're going to go. You can't be off in fairyland and expect that you're going to go somewhere that you're not. It's just bad for your mental health, bad for your life, bad for Amway business in this case. Even if you had a coach, that means you wanted to get to that higher level of whatever it was. So your expectations, reality was different. So other than that, many have overlooked those levels of involvement combined with the approved providers of business support materials. Like I said, people were going into debt, buying too many things, going to seminars when they didn't need to be going, really. So business support versus Amway. Amway itself provides all the support and education necessary for your Amway business, but people have horror stories of selling books and CDs and seminars, and that's what scared them away and say Amway was a scam. But just so you know, and laid out in Amway's website, those are optional through approved providers, but that is technically separate than Amway, and I wanted to clarify that. Just like for a hobbyist or a customer that plays the sport once a month, that wouldn't make sense, buying extra books and CDs to get to a business that you want to do. But if somebody wants to be a professional or a leader or someone that makes money out of sport or a hobby necessarily, you have to spend that extra effort and time. Sometimes it takes extra training, extra coaching, extra equipment or tools to make sure in a place to support that business that you want to form and succeed. So it's all about the understanding of those fundamentals and the other things that I've mentioned, or you'll get led astray and then you'll have this horrible bad experience and think it's all a scam because you didn't quite understand it, didn't take the right steps, or made bad business decisions. Hey, I've been there myself. I've made those bad decisions. That's why I'm laying them out and saying, hey, this is actually a human tactic. This was a bad decision on the human side, not the Amway side. Also, lastly, that I like to cover, where my money or where my customers' money goes is important to me. A lot of people say we vote with our wallets. So where we spend our money makes a difference in the world, as in where companies will go, where our money ends up in the long run. So the last thing was Amway versus big public corporations. I know, with Amway, I know I'm getting a quality product from a private owned company with a financial interest of me and millions of other reps and customers at heart. They're not basically going to sell out like their competitors have and eventually be owned by a corporation that only makes themselves richer. Just to name a few that are publicly traded: Amazon, Walmart, Target, even Tesla. Those are big brands, publicly traded, and if you look, are majority owned by companies like BlackRock, Vanguard, or similar big money. Those big public money traded companies just empower themselves, have all their money go around in circles, and their stockholders, and not others or its own consumers. The mission of Amway is much different, which is to help people live better lives. And if you got different information than that, that is how you've been scammed, not by Amway itself. And I just wanted to cover those topics. Whether you choose to be part of Amway as a customer, an IBO, or neither, I hope this helps shed some light on the topic that I discussed. Amway is a positively impactful company, and I feel that we should all support them a little bit more. I thank you for watching. My details are below if you want to check those out. Peace, love, and live on.